welcome back to my channel. My name is Dariana, aka Not Her Time, aka your trading bestie. Today I have some live trades that I took last week in Asian session that I will be talking about with y'all. This is a counter trend setup, counter trend supply. This market scenario is something that I see a lot. Usually it's counter trend, price just is coming from yesterday's daily high. It'll start breaking lows. Ideally, I'll see the EMAs cross, the 13 EMA and the 50 SMA, which 13 is the blue line, 50 is the pink line. It'll leave a supply with the gap and then come back to my zone. I'll take the entry. I really wanted to take this setup because not only did it have my normal confluences like breaker structure, the cross, but also on the 15-minute, it was lining up with the 13 EMA. So it was pulling back to my zone and it was running into the 15-minute 13 EMA to go back down. The main thing I did not like with this setup is just the location of the 13 EMA. Price had already closed back above the 13 EMA when it came back to my zone, which I really don't like. I don't like when price needs to break back below the 13 EMA to reach my TP, but I was willing to look past that because it had the confluences. It's a setup that I see consistently. I'm going to take the setup. The one thing I don't like about this particular market scenario is when this counter trend, you don't know if it's going to be a full-on reversal day or if it's just like a pullback to continue to go with the trend. Today ended up just being a pullback to continue on with the trend. This trade ended up going for about a 1 to 2 before the buyers came back in, and then it was bullish for the rest of that night. So yeah, overall this was a good day because I took a setup that I see win consistently and that I have won on previously before in the past pretty often, as well as I executed it very well. I was not hesitating when I saw the setup. It just played out. Now this day wasn't as beautiful as Monday for multiple different reasons, market and myself. Price went so deep inside my zone and then closed inside my zone too. It actually closed below the 13 EMA as well when it did that, which I did not like. And it kind of threw me off because my winners don't look like this at all. Like, it does not go this deep in my zone. The breaker structure, it was there, but it wasn't that good. We did have the cross, the EMA cross, and price was coming off a 1 hour demand, but this 1 hour demand was a little bit older, so I didn't put that much weight on it, but it was there. I acknowledged it. Due to the way the market was playing out in this situation, I actually missed the first entry when it broke the candle. I was trying to decide, did I want to take this with the break of the candle off the demand, or did I want to take this as a breakout with the demand just being confluence and then get in at the close of the candle that breaks above the 13 EMA. Eventually I decided I wanted the break of the candle entry, so I waited until price pulled back into like close to that entry area, and then I had to get in on that pullback. Another reason I wanted to take this as a demand and not as a breakout is because the stop loss placement for the demand was better than what it would have been following the breakout strategy. I also like the location of the 50 EMA because the 50 EMA was right under price. Price was actually holding on the 50 EMA, which I liked, and it gave me confluence to take this buy. Another reason why this day wasn't as good as the previous day was I feel like my execution really wasn't up to par as it could have been. Every day is not going to be perfect, but today, like, I was really tweaking. I'm not gonna lie, y'all can't really see it in the video. Gold had dropped a lot that day, so there was like major gaps above, like major gaps above. Again, like, it was that situation. Is this going to be a full-on reversal? Are we going to go up there and fill these gaps, or are we just going to pull back to continue in the bearish trend? So I was kind of thinking like, oh, I'm going to hold this to a 1 to 2, but really, y'all, I shouldn't even have been doing that. Luckily, price hit my 1 to 1 before I moved my my TP up, so that was good. I was able to get out in my original TP, and price never even reached a 1 to 2. It actually ended up coming back, so if I did hold this runner, I would have got stopped out at break even and had a lesser profit for the day. I'm not even supposed to be holding runners right now based off the results and based off the information I got from my last sample size that I was trading, my last 30 trades that I took. Some of the feedback that I gave myself based off that sample size was I need to test out just going for 1 to 1s only. Like, I mainly close at 1 to 1s anyway, but there were some situations where I did not do that, and I wanted to see like how, if I just only took 1 to 1s, how is that going to, affect my trading and whatever. So really, I should not have even moved I shouldn't have even been considering a 1 to 2 on this trade. at all, just based off what I'm testing out right now in this current sample size that I'm trading. Another reason why I feel like today wasn't as good as yesterday is because I didn't even get a chance to adjust my risk for real to the risk I wanted to actually put on this trade. Like, I ended up risking a little bit lower than I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to change my contracts because I was still deciding on what entry I wanted to take. So I wasn't even focused on putting my contracts in the way they were supposed to be. So when it comes to the execution and the focus, the indecision was really there, and it did kind of affect the outcome of this trade a little bit. But overall, it was still a decent day. This is where I'm at currently on my funded challenge. I don't know if y'all also experience this, but when you have those winning weeks, or you're up in your challenge, you're close to passing, or you're close to getting a payout, it's so easy to just like start tweaking out, and then you start doing stuff that you don't normally do, breaking your rules, or just getting greedy. Just all types of psychological errors can come up when you are up in profit. And I feel like I was very wary of that this week, which is why I ended up only taking 2 trades this week, despite other trades and other setups presenting on Wednesday and Thursday. I think my focus was too much on trying to like control myself, control my actions, because I didn't want to like take a poor quality trade just thinking I'm on top of the world, or I'm taking wins. No, I didn't want to do that. And I think I became way too picky on my setups towards the end of the week, which is why I was passing a lot of them up. And even one setup, it was on Wednesday, it was like an A grade setup. I was paralyzed, y'all. I couldn't even execute this setup because I was too attached to the outcome, the potential outcome of that setup. And that setup ended up winning. But I just noticed when I'm in profit, or if it's the end of the week, or it's becoming the end of the week and I'm in profit, I get more attached to the outcomes of the trades, and it kind of makes it more difficult to actually take setups because I'm like fearful of taking losses or something like that. That hesitation, that indecision, or even like being paralyzed in the market, that really is just a result of being attached to the outcome and focusing on outcomes and not focusing on the process. So I always just have to make sure I am zoning back in, checking in with myself, and really seeing, okay, where am I mentally right now in this week? I feel like most psychological issues kind of stem from focusing too much on the outcome. That's something that I will be working on. I mean, I'm always trying to work on it. Really, it's just practice, y'all. Just keep showing up and eventually it'll get easier. At least that's what I believe. We'll see. That's it for this video. Thank y'all so much for keeping up with my journey. If nobody has told y'all yet, let me be the one to tell you that someone has faith in you, and that someone is me. With love, I will see y'all in the next video.